Hey everybody, movie reviewer next door here, and I'm back with another review. This time I saw Escape from New York. It was a 1981 sci-fi thriller film directed by John Carpenter, and it stars Kurt Russell, Lee Van Cleef, Ernest Borgnine, Donald Pleasance, Isaac Hayes, Susan Hubley, Harry Dean Stanton, Tom Adkins, and Adrian Barbeau. In this film, in a world ravaged by crime, the entire island of Manhattan has been converted into a walled prison where brutal prisoners roam free. After the US president crash lands inside, war hero Snake Plissken has 24 hours to bring him back. So, what do I think of Escape from New York? Well, it was definitely nice to revisit this for sure, but I would still say it's very flawed. It is very impressive given the small budget for back then, especially. Um, but there are some things that do kind of hinder my enjoyment, even though I do still like the film. Let me get to the cast. Kurt Russell plays Snake Plissken. I think he does great in the role. It's they just embrace the camp and they go for it, and he's a lot of fun. Lee Van Cleef plays the police commissioner. Always liked Lee Van Cleef. Ernest Borgnine plays Cabby. He's definitely one of the highlights of the film, along with Snake. Ernest Borgnine, mo- most people in my generation would know him as Mermaid Man in SpongeBob. Um, and I just love his voice. I love his mannerisms. I think he's a really fun character in this. Donald Pleasance plays the President of the United States. I think Donald Pleasance has some really fun moments here, too. Wouldn't surprise me if it turned out he was drunk on set, but hey, it enhances the fun of the movie. Isaac Hayes plays the Duke of New York. Isaac Hayes, I feel like he doesn't have enough development as a villain character for me to really care, even though I like him more than the villain of Escape from LA, which I'll talk about next. But yeah, yeah, Isaac Hayes is fine in the film, I'd say. Susan Hubley plays girl in Chock full of nuts. She's there for 1 minute. She was fine. Excuse me, this girl was in Hardcore with George C. Scott, which I've never seen. She's been in a few other movies, but that's her big role. But yeah, I think she was okay. Harry Dean Stanton plays Harold Brain Hellman. He's like one of the kind of leaders of this prison city. I like Harry Dean Stanton a lot. Uh, Tom Adkins plays Remy. He's barely in it, but it's still nice to see Tom Adkins from films like The Fog or Maniac Cop or Night of the Creeps. Um, even Drive Angry with Nicolas Cage. And Adrienne Barbeau plays Maggie. She's fine. She doesn't really have a ton of like a huge character, but yeah, still enjoy her. But yeah, Escape from New York. This is one of those films. Like again, I really like John Carpenter as a director. I think They Live is a lot of fun and it has a very interesting message to it. Christine, I think, is okay, but it didn't really creep me out or scare me. I like Assault on Precinct 13. I'd have to watch The Fog again to make a real deliberation. Vampires, I think, is fun. I should watch that again. Pro Life, I recently saw. I thought that was fine for a Masters of Horror episode, even though it felt stretched out. And Starman, which I think Starman is. I mean, I wouldn't say underrated. It's one of his most well-regarded films, but I do really, really like Starman. But I do consider John Carpenter to be a great director. One thing I'm a little bit iffy on in this film is the pacing. Because for the first 40 minutes of the film, not a lot is happening. Like, I get the point of this one is kind of s- s- uh, do more by saying less, but you get into oh yeah, I have to talk spoilers with this film. But like you have to get into no that excuse me. I'm it's late, guys. I'm sorry. Um I get it. They don't have the funds to shoot like a plane hitting crashing into a building or something. That's fine. I have no issue with that. Um, but I do think that this film has a bit of a pacing problem that I don't really think is present in the second one, though the second one has its own issues. Um, but yeah, that's one thing that I think detracts from this film a bit. I think it's a bit slow in places. It overextends certain bits that really don't need to be. Um, a- and my other big issue I've always had with this film is, again, I said spoilers. At the end of the film, you have like four major characters, like four of the big characters you've been spending the entire film with, or three of his buddies, just kind of die one after the other in quick succession, very unceremoniously. And I don't know if that was like a deliberate choice because I just don't think it really works in like terms of tone or I don't know, just the deaths of these characters felt so hollow to me. And I think that's a bit of a shame because um excuse me, because I think some of the characters are fun. Again, Cabby I think is fun, Maggie, she's fine. Um but it was nice to see like a bit of differentiation, like not another damsel in distress. Like she's actually like she goes out with a badass moment. I'll at least give it that I like what the film is going for, like the whole Snake Plissken realizing that she's not budging because her husband's dead or boyfriend's dead, and she just starts shooting at the Duke and then gets fucking T-boned. This scene should have been more devastating, but you don't really build up a lot of these characters as a lot of scenes of dialogue are very exposition heavy. And yeah, it ends up falling very flat from where I think it was intended to hit. Um, but yeah, other than those things, I think this film has some pretty all right action scenes at times. Like that's one thing I think the sequel improves on a bit too. But the action here is all right. The sound effects are nice and punchy. They feel like you feel like the actors are making impact. That's a good thing about movies from back in the day, like cheaper movies. You have a lot better stunts, it seems, or like fight scenes. Like people weren't as afraid. Damn. Excuse me. Weren't as afraid to go out of their way and just like actually beat the crap out of each other or look like it. So that's definitely a plus. The soundtrack by John Carpenter and Alan Hovarth. Definitely a like top tier soundtrack. The down da da down da da down da da down 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 dum 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 dum. Definitely very memorable. And as soon as I heard the theme in the opening credits, it definitely I got a bit of a nostalgic sense because I hadn't seen this film in over a decade, so I didn't really remember much of anything about it. Um, but yeah, again, Kurt Russell very fun in the leading role. The set design, like all the matte paintings and the set design just look so gorgeous. They do such a great job of recreating this like broken down New York. Um, but yeah, th- there's there's not really a ton I can say about this. It's like I can definitely understand what people see in it, but again, I can also be a bit critical of something like this because, yes, I get it. You don't have as much of a budget as you might want. And again, they're doing a ton with this budget. But I do think this film sags in many places, even though the ending scene I'd say is very intense. I think the bungling of how characters die does affect it slightly, and kind of pulled me out of it this time around, so that's a bit of a shame. But other than that, I do still think this is a film definitely worth watching. Even though I may put Assault on Precinct 13 over this, but I'd have to watch it again and maybe watch the remake. But yeah, that was my review of Escape from New York. If you've seen the film, let me know what if you've seen the film, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Bah. If you've seen the film, let me know. My brain's not wanting to work today. If you have any recommendations, put them down there as well. Like, subscribe, comment, and movie reviewer next door.